Senator Johnson was right to point out this intelligence that showed us it was profiteering from the White House. Senator, thanks very much for being with us this morning. I want to cover three things this morning with you. I want to cover the documents that you have indicating the money that the Biden family has taken in. I want to cover the media and the cover-up that has gone on throughout the years on this subject. And number three, I want to get into the intelligence agencies, the FBI, and how they put barriers in front of you as you try to do your work. First question, do you believe Hunter Biden is going to get indicted now that we see the media coming around to reporting the truth?
Yeah, I don't know what the Justice Department is going to do. I do know I don't trust the Justice Department. And I think really what the New York Times and the Washington Post articles prove is how complicit they have been and continue to be in the cover-up. And, quite honestly, they're not impartial. They are advocates for the Democrat Party of the radical left. The Washington Post learned a lot of lessons from their coverage of Nixon. When you get caught in a cover-up, and that's what's happened, the media is being caught in a cover-up. They're being caught with their lies. What you do, and this is an intelligence community technique, is you engage in what they call a limited hangout, or in Nixon's case, a modified limited hangout. You've let out just enough information, just enough truth to try and get you by the moment. We can't allow our intelligence agencies, the Department of Justice, the FBI, or the media to get away with this. This is serious business. This is unbelievable corruption at the highest levels of government and within our media. We are all being snookered by them. This has been from my standpoint, a massive diversionary operation, again, to try and take the American public's attention away from their wrongdoing, their lies, their cover-ups.
So before we start going further into the media, I want you to tell us what you've documented in terms of the money that the Biden family has taken in. Peter Schweizer has been on this program and has reported that the Biden family has taken in at least $31 million from China, Chinese officials tied to the Chinese Communist Party. That certainly raises a red flag in terms of the decisions he's got to make on behalf of the United States as commander-in-chief. What have you been able to document?
Well, our report was based off almost exclusively on U.S. government documents and interviews with U.S. citizens. And of course, it was all lied about, falsely accused of disseminating Russian disinformation. It wasn't. We had Treasury documents that showed a very troubling number of wire transfers that just detailed out a vast web of foreign financial entanglements. Specifically, we were able to document probably about $13 million of flows between Russia, between Burisma, between members of the Communist Party regime in China. But that was all ignored by the press. They looked at our report in September 2020 and just shrugged, no evidence of criminal activity here. No evidence that Joe Biden's implicated in all this, and they covered it up. And as a result, they got Joe Biden elected. Now they continue to cover up for him. But this is troubling. Now we have actual bank records that verify what we reported back in September 2020 is true. The laptop is obviously a treasure trove of additional corroborating evidence as well. And unfortunately, our intelligence agencies, I think our FBI, have been sitting on this information. And unfortunately, they were complicit as well in the cover-up.
So we also had emails, by the way, from the laptop way before the election in 2020. We showed the email of the quote unquote big guy. Let's take a look at that email, because this is an email where they are talking about dividing up who owns what in this Chinese company that they were doing a deal with. And the email is very clear, saying 10% is going to be held by H for the big guy. And as you can see, it goes through all of the divisions in terms of who gets what. Your thoughts on this email from one of Hunter's partners, James Giller, to discuss who gets what to Tony Bobulinski, another partner of Hunter Biden?
Well, again, just to prove the complicity of the media, the Washington Post says, there's no evidence that Joe Biden's implicated in this. That's some pretty strong evidence. That's a contemporaneous email that's been verified. The big guy was Joe Biden. There's plenty of evidence that Joe Biden met, because there are photographs of him meeting with Hunter Biden's business partners. He repeatedly lied to the American public that he said he never, ever discussed Hunter Biden's overseas business deals with Hunter. Well, no, he just had he was just photographed with his business partners. So if he's lying, bold-faced lying, that again is pretty good evidence that something is amiss here. You don't, if you have nothing to hide, if there's no wrongdoing, you're honest.
Yeah.
He has not been honest. So there's
okay, we're going to stop right there for a second and we're going to talk about it. So Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, is in the news for getting money from China. And it's crazy because they always do this around election time. Like, they always dig up all this dirt on each side about what they've done, what they've got, what they've seen. But see, here's the thing. It's crazy because he said out his own mouth, he don't trust the justice system. However, you're relying on the justice system to bring charges against these men or kick them out the White House. But that's not what I want to talk about today. So Hunter Biden, if Hunter Biden is making or dealing with illegal or taking illegal money from China and putting information under, like, giving percentages to his father, first we have to know if his father even know anything about this. Yes, your father should know stuff about this, but we all have kids. We don't know everything that our kids are doing. There's no evidence that he knew because it says for the big guy. That could just be what they're calling him. That doesn't mean he has any affiliation. That has nothing. I think they're reaching. FBI saw it, didn't want nothing to do with it. Press saw it, didn't want nothing to do with it. So if they found some kind of evidence that was sufficient, I'm sure they would have took him more serious than they have. Now, I'm not saying what he found was not founded. They're not facts. What I'm saying is you're reaching at this point. You have old emails, old documents, and you're saying it was a cover-up. Let's talk about all the cover-up your candidate did. Like, if you want to play dirty or fair, do it all the way across the board. Don't do it because you're trying to get Trump back into the office. It's clear what you're trying to do. You want to get Trump back into office. And if he get back in, he get back in. But don't do it like this. There's not enough evidence. And I know Fox News is going to run this story like it's nothing because Fox News love to worship Trump and Joe and anybody on his administrative team. They love to worship them period. Like, it's crazy. However, at the moment, there's not enough evidence. Old email and a documentation that he received money and a note that says the big guy. Okay, moving on. We have wars that we need to be discussing. Coronavirus that needs to be cured. Like, moving on to the next subject. And I'm not taking this. Fraud is very serious. So don't think I'm not taking this serious. Fraud is very serious. Embezzling is very serious. But at this moment, I really feel like they're just trying to get as much dirt as they can. However, if they come up with more information, I will definitely share it with you guys. But until then, this is kind of a reach for me. And this is just my personal opinion. This is just a reach. They're trying to do everything they can to secure, solidify a position. But they have to